Good morning. It's so good to get here so early and see there are still so many people here because it's 9 a.m. Yeah, thanks God. And it's very good to have such an energetic welcome from our MC. So I will talk about the secret sauce of 9GAG, how we get million user and billion page views. I think there's it's like a link bait. So hopefully you can get something for my sharing. 9GAG. Let's talk about 9GAG first. Our vision and our mission is forever alone no more. If you have been to 9GAG and understand a little bit about internet culture, you understand what is forever alone. So that means we want to connect people that they feel lonely or they think that, hey, life is boring. So we want to have a place for them to have fun and to connect them with people of the same interest. The first project that we launched is 9GAG, which is about funny pictures and funny videos. Let me show you some stats about 9GAG. We launched 9GAG in 2008. It's a very long time in internet history. But we are doing okay. Yeah, because I'm Chinese, so I try to be humble. Yeah. Yeah. So I just like Alexa Ranker as a reference to say to show you that we are one of the biggest so-called media company in the world because we are ranked higher than some local very popular news and media sites. And also we have pretty decent followings on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Funny fact is, all these three accounts are just one by one guy. So it's something. Yeah. And about Instagram, we started it I think maybe 1 to 2 years ago. But right now we are one of the, I think we are ranked number 6 among all Instagram's account. If you take away Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, or all those celebrities. Yeah. The other accounts that are above us are Victoria's Secret. Yeah, you understand why. And then and also National Geographic and Nike, yeah, and some other big companies, yeah. So I think it's some kind of an achievement because we are only a 23 persons company. So if we can reach this size of audience because of the technology that we are using. As the MC mentioned, we are part of 500 Startups, and also we are part of Y Combinator. We joined to Accelerator because we wanted to make connections with Silicon Valley. Because in Hong Kong, there's so many rich people, but there are not too many rich people who really understand internet. Yeah, or get rich because of internet, or get influential because of internet. So we really want to meet the cool people who have been there, who understand the game, who understand how to run a company, run a technology company. That's why we joined YC, and also we joined 500 Startups. And also we raised some seed funding in 2012 so that we can focus a lot on focus on product development instead of just thinking about how to make the balance meets every month. Yeah. So don't ask me, hey, how do you make money? Yeah, we make okay amount of money to pay off the server. Yeah, but thanks for our investors so that we can just focus a lot on our users and product. Okay, secret sauce. Yeah, it's like that. We are Coca-Cola. People believe that there is a trade secret, there is a special formula that makes you become successful. The thing is, we never think that we are successful because you know that just like drinks space, content and media space, there are so many you can say competitions, or there are so many new stuff coming out every day. So we don't really have a secret sauce. The secret sauce that I mentioned in the title of this talk is just to attract you to sit here to listen to me. Yeah. So, but there are some principles that we use when we start our project or when we run our content. So I would share that with you, and hopefully you can you think this is useful for you. First, G.A.P. is not that clothing company in the US. Yeah, but the principle that we use when we start a new topic or when we pick a topic to work on. The first one is go. I think if you are running your own company or if you're running your investment fund, you know that you have to have a goal. And even for your life, you should have a goal. Because without a goal, it's very likely that you will lead to death by 1,000 compromises. whether a singer is hot or not is not really important right now. The thing is we really believe that when you run your own company, you have to have a goal, have a vision. Because after all, people joining your team doesn't because they think that you are handsome or because you're beautiful. Yeah, it's because they really believe in your vision, and of course you pay reasonable salary. Yeah. So I think having a goal is very important, because when you start, it's very easy to start any topic, any media topic. For example, I'm very into biking. I'm very into hiking. Then I can just start a WordPress. Then I can call myself a blogger. Then I can call myself the CEO of a media company. So having define your goal I think that helps a lot if you want to start something, because different goal that requires a different strategy when you start to run your media company or media site. And then it's very important the A is the audience, because it's really important to understand your audience. Most people believe that, hey, it's good to work on the mass topic because there is a big amount of users. For example, like funny pictures. The thing is, most people don't really think a funny picture is funny. People have different tastes. So it's very important for you to understand the taste of your audience before you start your media blog or media company. So like PG said, yeah, it's always good to make a few number of people happy. In fact, I think that quote is from the creator of Gmail. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, PG he looks good. Yeah. So so we make that, and you can see that there is startupquote.com. That's how we get into Silicon Valley as a Hong Kong-based company. Because at first, when we started our own company, we always thought that, hey, even though TechCrunch, even though E27, I'm not sure whether E27 at that time was exist yet, but all those blogs, they're good, but they have very long ass article that I don't really have time to consume. So we just want to make sure that, hey, we only get the good things. So we find the good quotes from those founders or the guys in the industry, and then we make startup quotes so that we can kind of like give back to the industry. And that connects us to the founders at Silicon Valley. Yeah, that's how we get into Silicon Valley. And then after knowing your audience, you should also know the platform. Yeah, because there's no one rule for, hey, how to be good. Because right now media company, they are basically everywhere. There are Facebook, there are Instagram, there are people doing content distribution on Snapchat or WeChat or other messenger. The thing is, different platforms requires different strategy. So if some guy tells you that he's the expert of social media, usually he's the guy who want to trick you for money. Yeah, and usually social media consultant is not really that good. Otherwise, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So the style itself is very important. For example, if you share something on Facebook, maybe it requires a better title. It requires a very attractive thumbnail. And you share something on Twitter, usually it requires that tweet or that title is more informative, or they can just consume right away with 140 words. So it really depends on the format of that platform, and try to learn the so-called best practice in that platform. Then it helps a lot, and that explains why we can grow our Instagram account in a relatively short period of time. Okay, then after you define your topic, then how do you kickstart it? I think this is kind of overlapping with the G.A.P concept, but this is how we do it when we started. The first one is still audience. It is repeated twice because audience is what that matters if you are running your media company. In fact, when you are running any company, users are always the most important guys in the world. It's not your investors. Because without users, your investors don't really care about you. So users and audience is always the most important component when you run your company. And then this part, consistency, is the thing that most people don't really understand and they don't do. Because reading content or liking a page or following an account, it requires trust. How come our users will trust you when they spend their precious time with you? Because they trust that you can deliver good content. That's why we have to make sure that we deliver on time. We have updates all the time. For example, we started 9GAG.tv last July. It's like a video curation site. We handpick about 12 videos a day so that we make sure that our users have some good videos to watch. Basically, I'm the guy who picked all those 12 videos and based on some users' missions and some data. The thing is, you have to do it every day. For example, after yesterday's event, I have some drinks with some investors and friends, and then I went back to the Airbnb I'm staying at, and then I worked till 4 a.m. because I'm the only editor so far for 9GAG.tv. Because we are the believer that, hey, you have to really work on that position in order to understand what kind of guy that you should hire. So being consistent in your message, in your update, so that people know that, hey, every day I open 9GAG, I have something to watch, I buy a newspaper, I have something to read. I think that's the path that, that's the thing that most people don't understand when they start a media company. Because they believe that there's something like an overnight success. Hey, I just want to create some very viral video so that I can become one of the hot YouTubers. And this is also the thing that most media agency or most advertisers don't really understand. They believe in those Old Spice commercial or very Nike ads or something like that. They believe that they can create something so creative that people will keep sharing. The thing is, I bet those guys at Old Spice, they don't really know that can go hard. Yeah, so it's keep trying and be consistent in keep updating your content and your message. And the last thing is testing. I think this gets talked about all the time, especially when you run a tech company. But I think most people in the media space, they don't really understand. It's more like, hey, I'm a good reporter, I'm a good writer, so I write good articles that people will love to read and share. No, that's not the case. Yeah, I think that's the arrogance of the writers talking. Because I gave a sharing at a Wall Street Journal last week. Basically, those reporters, of course, they are very top-notch reporters, right? And they asked me, hey, how come my articles don't only have a few views, or how come my analysis doesn't really have any readers? The thing is, your readers don't really care. Yeah, because you have to keep testing the format and keep testing the message in order to understand their taste. I'm not saying that you shouldn't write something that you are really into, but in that case, you are more like an author and writers that you have something to say. But if you are working on a media with a certain topic, I think it's more important to understand your users and keep testing different formats on different topics and look at the data to try to see how to improve. There is a saying about lean startup, that is build, measure, and learn. I think most media companies, they don't really understand, and that explains why they are having a hard time, and that's why there are so many new companies that are doing relatively well on the media space lately. I think, for example, like us, we don't really regard ourselves as a media company. We regard ourselves as a tech company that works on media. And that's why we understand the API, we understand the latest technology on different platforms, and we understand how users use their apps. I think hopefully with that, we understand our users better and create and curate better content for our users so that we can get more followers and get better influence. Because after all, influence is the most important thing if you run a media company. Yeah. So to sum up, it's the G.A.P. and also the A.C.T. So find the gap and then start to add. Hopefully you will have some success. Thank you.